Hey everybody, I wanted to talk about something that I've been struggling with for the last few years, and a couple products that's really helped me manage my symptoms. And I don't know if they've been cured or not. I haven't gone to the doctor and had any x-rays or anything done to see if they're completely gone, but I know that these two supplements have really helped to manage my symptoms from PCOS. So for those of you who are not aware of what PCOS is, PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. What that is that your ovaries will have fluid-filled cysts on them. This can cause things such as oily skin, hirsutism, which is male pattern facial hair on a woman's face. It can also cause hormonal acne as well. And this is something that I've been trying to find natural cures for. I'm really about holistic healing. I had come to a point in my life where I just didn't want any more medications from pharmaceutical companies inside of my body. Every time I was prescribed one thing, it gave me an adverse reaction in another area. So some of the things that my doctor gave me to manage some of my symptoms were birth control. The birth control, it really helped as far as my cycle flow, and also I suffer from really oily skin. So for those of you who know me pretty well, you know that my face used to be a complete grease ball. Like, I mean, it looked like somebody slapped Vaseline on my face. Like, my friends and family would tease me all the time. I mean, things would stick to my face. That's how greasy my face was. I also suffered from hormonal acne, which it used to like reside under here quite a bit. I would get it on my jawline also. That was very damaging. I used to have to wear a lot of makeup. I have a little bit of makeup now, but I really used to go heavier on the makeup because my acne was really bad at one point. Another thing too, hirsutism, which is the male pattern facial hair growth on a woman. I would have like a little patch of hair like right there, and then maybe like a scraggly hair or two. So my skin was jacked up, okay? So after going through all of those things, being on the birth control, it made me depressed. Being on spironolactone, which managed my skin, it stopped my skin from being oily and from breaking out, but it caused cancer. So my doctor had to take me off of that. And then the other thing I was on was minocycline, which is an antibiotic. That ended up wearing off in effectiveness as well. And one of the things I had prayed about and that the Lord had told me to get off of was birth control, which was the last thing that I was taking. I had gotten rid of everything else anyway. And I'm like, okay, you know, that's great, getting rid of the birth control. But, you know, my skin, I just didn't want to go backwards to where I was before I started the birth control and the other medications. But I also didn't want to deal with any adverse reactions either. So what I did was I did my research, and I want to show you guys a couple products that I used. This one, the first one, is called DIM. I'm going to try to pronounce this. It might be, I'm probably going to butcher it, but I'm going to try anyway. It's diindolylmethane, I think. Here's what it says, so you can kind of see that. Okay, I took this. What DIM is, let me turn the bottle around. What DIM is, basically, it is a tablet, or I should say a pill, where there's compounds taken from cruciferous vegetables, which is the actual DIM, and it's put into excuse me, a capsule form. With that, if you were to just go about just eating cruciferous vegetables to try to get the same results, you would have to eat 2 pounds of broccoli, cabbage, you know, any type of cruciferous vegetable in order to get the same result. So that's a little unrealistic for anyone, I think. So I knew that this was going to be a great choice for me. What DIM does by itself is it helps to balance out your hormones and any excess estrogen that's in your body. So what it does is once you start taking it, it says you start off with 1 capsule. I ended up taking 2 in the morning. What it does is as it's balancing out and flushing out the excess hormones in your body, you'll start to notice a change. You'll start to notice that your urine will become a darker color when you first begin taking it, because what it's doing is actually taking out and flushing out your system of any excess estrogen. It is recommended that you take this with a liver supplement, a liver detox supplement. So I drink like liver detox tea, and I also keep things in my cabinet that I know are going to flush out my liver. So this is one thing that I use. Next, the next thing, this has helped a lot, and I use these two in conjunction with one another, is spearmint leaf. So with spearmint is an anti-androgen. What that means is this: women and men both have testosterone. Women, when we have excess testosterone levels, which androgen is a form of that, if I'm not mistaken, it can cause issues such as PCOS, fibroids possibly. It can cause the excess facial hair. It can cause the oily skin. It can cause the hormonal acne. So with this being a natural alternative, I definitely was willing to try these two, and these two have saved my skin, my health. I haven't had to be on any type of medication. I got rid of all the medication I was on. I've been on both of them for about 2 months now. So as you can see, I have, like I said, I have some makeup on. I'm trying to see. Okay, so you can see where there was some scarring here in that area a little bit. Most of it has cleared up. I use Neutrogena facial wash, the original salicylic I'm not gonna even try, but the orange bottle the orange bottle, the original Neutrogena face wash, I use that. That has helped as well too, and I've had my face on all day and I haven't had to blot at all. By now my face would have been just Crisco, just bad, just grease. I've used creams, blotting tissues, powders, everything to try to solve the problem with my skin. I've been to dermatologists and no one ever clued in or even tried to investigate to see if my issues were hormonal. So in doing my research, learning my body as well too, this really helped me in choosing the DIM and then the spearmint for curing my PCOS. Also, what I want to point out is that they're very inexpensive. This is not a sponsored video at all. Like, no. I know there's a lot of women who are suffering with, if not PCOS, hirsutism, hormonal acne, oily skin, and in looking, you're trying to figure out what you can do to aid yourself in those symptoms. And let me tell you something. There is no ailment on this planet that God did not create a cure for. I would say to talk to your doctor. However, what your doctor is going to do is just push you more pills, because let's face it, pharmaceutical companies are in the business of making money. They're going to prescribe you something that's going to just mask the symptoms, and then you're going to end up having to take another medication to counteract with that, and then another, and then you're in a never-ending cycle like I was. I was up to, with everything that was going on in my body, and I'll talk about the other issues and symptoms and ailments that I had, but I was up to almost 10 medications a day with just trying to simply mask the symptoms of whatever it was I was battling. So in looking to live a healthier life, a more holistic life, these two things were the first thing that I did. I'm off of the minocycline, the spironolactone, the birth control, no Accutane, none of that stuff. These two products, along with watching my diet, ladies, the sugar, the carbs, the excess dairy, you got to get rid of that. That is what's really ravaging your body, especially African American women. We are plagued the most with fibroids, so we need to be really, really careful with these foods that we're putting in our body. That's number one. So I have to say, and in conjunction with those two products, really what helped also is cleaning up my diet. I've also been able to maintain my weight, and all that good stuff. So I don't want to get off into a tangent. I hope that this helps somebody. I just wanted to put this out there because I know, again, people are looking for answers and they're still left with questions at the end of the day. This is the first step that you can take. Make sure also with the spearmint that you get spearmint and not peppermint. Peppermint's a no-no. Peppermint is man-made. It's a blend of 2 different plants. It's not going to have the same effectiveness. You can do, if you don't want to do the tablets, you can do spearmint tea, which if you do the tea, drink it straight, no sugar. If you want to have a little honey for taste, you can add a little lemon or whatever, but you want to drink at least 3 cups a day of the spearmint. If you do the tablets, it's a lot easier to make sure you're cramming that into your diet. So hopefully this helps somebody. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you the next time.